I don't have it, so I have to find it. Here we are, and go back to Prelude. Well, either of these will do. That one. Okay, so we'll go back to this one. I can make a whoops, patch CTL in object, and I can route its output directly to the number that controls the speed of the metro. So if I start this playing, so that is now controlling, so I now have a means of controlling something in my max patch, which is quite handy. The problem that we've got at the moment is that any controller will change the speed in the metro. So if I were to use this second knob on here, that changes it, the third knob changes it, the fourth knob changes it, and so on. So we're probably going to want a way of choosing to do a particular task with a particular controller, rather than have all of them control anything. And you can do that by putting an argument into CTL in. Again, I need to unlock the patch. So if I write in, well, if we need to work out, so I've forgotten, we need to know what the controller number is that we want to use for that particular task. So if I wiggle this controller number 1, we know that it's controller number 79. So notice that I put a number box underneath that second outlet, and it tells me the controller number. And so that I only use that controller number to control the speed of the metro, I'm going to put in 79. And now the controller CTL in will ignore every other controller. So now it doesn't listen to controller number 80 or 81 or 82. It only listens for controller number 79. So that's quite handy. Another thing that we might notice is a problem here, potentially, is the fact that the controller numbers obviously only go between 0 and 127. So if I wanted to make it play really slowly, I couldn't do that. So what I need to do is find some means of scaling those values to values that are more useful to me. And I can do that by putting in an extra object which we haven't encountered yet, and that is a scale, what's called a scale object. And the scale object scales numbers from one value to another. So what we need to do is put in the numbers or the range that we want to scale from. So in this case it's 0 to 127, to the range that we want to scale to, and that would be, I don't know, let's say 50 to 1000. And having done that, we can just route that through the first inlet. The rest of them are to change these argument values here, or the values that are currently being held by the arguments, and then route that into that the number box again, and now if I move this controller knob, it's going between 50 and 1000. But notice if I move the controller very slowly, there we go. Okay, we notice that there are big jumps between the various values in the number box there, and that's because we're still only dealing with 128 values that go between 50 and 1000, and that's because, we're still dealing with MIDI information that is being scaled. So we're not getting all the values between, say, 812 and 805. We'll get big jumps.